Let me give you a very simple example. If you are a company that has just invested 20 years in developing a certain product range, and now you are suddenly faced with an economy in which low carbon operations get a premium, you're not going to be a very happy operator. We have in our economic structure today too many vested interests, whether in the corporate sector or simply in the economic policy infrastructure, that is built on an economy that essentially is becoming redundant if we take the environmental constraints seriously. Therefore, there is an inertia for those to invest in new areas. But that can change, and you see it right now, again in the context of climate change. Suddenly, the market of tomorrow looks very different. Innovators and early pioneers can move into markets with new technologies, and suddenly the established economic sector begins to respond. And in a recent discussion in a panel here in New York, in fact, I was talking to a number of investment advisors. And their answer was very simple. The reason why we are now investing in climate change is that our clients are asking us two questions. How do we avoid losing money? And how do we make money? And I think that is an indication, if you want, of the ability of the economic system to respond if indeed it believes that tomorrow's markets will be different ones in terms of the premium that they attach to a different kind of production. That's one vested interest. Then we have also vested interest in the sense of geopolitics. We have economies of the north, economies of the south. There is an interest to maintain jobs in one part of the world, not to see them migrate to another part of the world. These are some of the challenges we now face in a globalized economy. How are we going to make economic globalization environmentally sustainable when trading interests and national interests very often might dictate initially a more self-centered response? That's partly what we are working on in the context of the United Nations in so many different arenas. It requires a certain willingness to recognize mutual interest as a way forward.